Here's Dave Schroeder from Action 2 Sports.
Welcome to California and Super Bowl 56. Packers legend Leroy Butler finally gets into the Pro Football Hall of Fame. What a thriller! And in his first season after leaving the Lions, Matthew Stafford gets a Super Bowl ring. They survived Game 1. They're looking to pass this Game 2 test tonight with more flying colors. Welcome to Lambeau Field, where tonight the Packers look to get right in a rivalry in which everything has gone right. Well, that was a little too close for comfort. The Packers, opposed by a third-string quarterback, need overtime to outlast Bill Belichick and the pesky Patriots. We should have known better. It wasn't even hoodie weather, though, but this one would be hard. The Packers riding a 14-game regular season win streak at Lambeau. The defense gave up an opening drive score again, a field goal, and then Romeo Doubs gives it away, fumbling on the second offensive play of the game. Jack Jones recovers, but the Green Bay D stands tall as Rashawn Gary gets to Brian Hoyer, who, playing for an injured Mac Jones, would sustain a concussion on the play. Same core, second quarter, jet sweep, and how sweet it is. Walking in for his first career score is Christian Watson. 7-3 Packers in front with the Lambeau leap. And here comes third stringer Bailey Zappi, but here comes Rashawn Gary again. His fifth sack in 4 games and a strip sack at that. He recovers, take a repeat peek. He pins it between his legs and recovers. The 4-time MVP is in business. Or is he? You don't see this ever. Just the second pick six for Rodgers and more than 3,500 throws at Lambeau Field. It's Jack Jones again, adding to his forced fumble and recovery from earlier. Packers down 3 at the half, but first drive of the third. A Robert Tonyan, the touchdown, 14-10, Green Bay back in front. On defense, though, for a second straight week, look at the play clock. They give up a touchdown when it should have been delay of game. Zappi, a 4th-round pick, is actually the first rookie QB in the league to throw for a score this season. 17-14 Pats, down 7 in the 4th. Doubs making amends for his earlier fumble. It ties things up. It's Rodgers' 500th career touchdown pass, counting regular and postseason. 24-24, 2:08 to play. Rodgers rainbows long for Doubs. Caught! Or is it? Rodgers thinks he has a game-winning score, but replay will show that Doubs, when he hits the ground, loses control. It's incomplete. Matt LaFleur would challenge losing a timeout that he could have used to try to win in regulation. Instead, we get overtime. After punts by both sides, the Packers on 3rd down. It's Randall Cobb. Who else? And then, after 2 Doubs catches, get them in field goal range. Yes, pressure, nerves. Mason Crosby from 31 yards. How would it play out? Perfectly. It's good. The Packers prevail. And what the odds makers saw as the biggest mismatch in the league this week, Green Bay gets an overtime exhale to get to 3-1. Adriana Torres has post-game reaction from Lambeau Field.
Earlier.
Thanks, Adriana. Don't forget, stay tuned for Cover 2 coming to you at 10:35. Right at the 2-minute warning of the Packers game, while they were playing jump around at Lambeau Field, no less, we received word that Wisconsin has fired head coach Paul Chryst. The university announcing the change tonight after back-to-back ugly losses. Getting blown out at Ohio State was one thing, but being embarrassed at home against former coach Brett Bielema and his Illinois squad, that was quite another. The ousted Chryst had taken over in 2014 and led Wisconsin to 3 appearances in the Big Ten title game, as well as wins in the Orange Bowl and Cotton Bowl. Defensive coordinator Jim Leonard will now take over as interim head coach. Athletic director Chris McIntosh making the decisive decision less than 1 month into the season.
Couldn't have more respect for Coach Chris. This place, I'm tasked with making difficult decisions about the future.
Well, is that all going on in sports today? Actually, no. Later in sports, we track the Brewers' path to the playoffs. Could they help their own cause for a change? All the answers later on. It's amazing. Through 4 weeks this season, only one team is 4-0 and no one is 0-4. The Packers, 3-1 with the second best record in football, despite not looking the part for much of today's overtime win over the Pats. Adriana Torres has more from Lambeau Field. Well, the Brewers need a lot to go right to make the playoffs for a 5th straight season. 4 days left in the regular season. 1 game back of the Phillies to start the day. Down 2-1, bottom 9, last chance to dance, and Colton Wong drives in Hunter Renfroe. We are going to extra innings. Miami went back in front, but Willy Adames, will he? Bottom 10? Yes, he will. He will tie it with an RBI single, and this game continues. Still tied in the 12th frame. Miguel Rojas at the plate. And he gets a single to right. That will play to run, put Miami in front, and Milwaukee drops 3 of 4 to lowly Miami. And the Phillies won today. That means if the Brewers lose any more games or the Phillies win any more games, Milwaukee is out. We'll be right back. An easy win on paper gets easier with an early injury. Or does it? A third-string QB making his NFL debut nearly gets the win against 4-time MVP Aaron Rodgers. But the Packers use extra time to survive. Tonight on Cover 2, we break down the win over the Pats and go on the clock. And as the team gets set for a jaunt across the pond, there are plenty of questions about both sides of the ball today. Cover 2 starts now. Thank you for staying up late and welcome to Sunday Sports Night Cover 2. Whew. This game had the potential for an impressive showing in all 3 phases to showcase the Packers' full potential, but instead, an overtime exhale. However, a third straight win is a win is a win, and we begin our Cover 2 coverage with a check-in with Adriana Torres at Lambeau Field. Thanks, Adriana. Welcome on, welcome all. It is time for Operation Football. 2 steps from state, we've got area representation in 10 Level 3 playoff games. And how's this for domination? 9 teams from Northeast Wisconsin moving on with wins. 2 rivals tussling in our game of the week. An NEC war in Division 4. Adriana Torres has all the action.
Well, it was a Week 7 rematch. That was a
Thanks, Adriana. In Division 1, the top team in the state, Bayport, home to Appleton North. Despite the inclement weather, the Pirates sail right down the field on their first drive. Cole Benson, Colin Gale, 18 yards, 7-0 lead. Lightning looking to answer in the red zone. First down, Luke Kreitzer to Caden Pop. Not quite. Second down, the throw just out in front of an open Damian Borland. Those near misses were big because on third down, bad snap, and Mason Clark hops on it for Bayport and the takeaway. Later in the half, still 7-zip. Appleton North taking a deep shot for Pop, and bless his heart, might have scored. A lot of green grass ahead, got both mitts on it. Could have been a tie game. Bayport gets a field goal on the final play of the first half. Owen Belial makes it 10-zip. Second play of the second half, Noah Holtz jumps the route, pick 6, 17-0 lead. They hold on to win 17-10. Next week, Bayport gets the winner of this one for the right to go to state. 3-seed Kimberly on the road at 1-seed Waunakee. Each school owns 7 state titles. After falling behind 3-0, the Papermakers doing what they want to Waunakee. Blake Berry romps 28 yards. I'll tell you once more, before I get off the floor, don't bring me down. Papermakers go in front 7-3. Later in the first quarter, Seth Myron, play fake, end zone. Ethan Kreider, touchdown. Kimberly rolling now 14-3, and Waunakee had no answer for Blake Berry. Takes off down the sidelines, big gain, sets up another score, 21-3 at the half. Makers outplaying their seeding with a 31-16 triumph. In Division 2, 2 low seeds making their way into this showdown. 6-seed Kaukauna at 5-seed Homestead. After a lightning delay, the Galloping Ghosts waste little time once it starts. They are scary good, even after Halloween. Noah Hoffman, he's got the speed that you need. 74 yards on the rushing score, and they scored on defense as well on this night. Owen Broderick with a pick 6. Kaukauna wins 41-13. Also in Division 2, 3-seed West Appears showing that seeding was a joke, felling 1-seed River Falls 38-6. Notre Dame fell in D3. In Division 4, 2 Rivers, a 3-seed, totally dominating 1-seed Racine St. Cat's 35-6. So for those scoring at home, that is 3 Area 3 seeds beating the daylights out of number 1 seeds on the road. The high school highlights are just getting started. We have 3 more games to share a little later. Welcome back to OPFB. We had 10 games featuring area squads in Level 3, and after much hand-wringing about the computer seedings coming in, how would they hold up? Well, we had 8 road winners in those 10 games, so the seedings were sent packing. In Division 5, a rematch between Packerland foes Southern Door and Kewanee. The Storm striking first in this one. The road team here. Mitchell Thompson plows his way in. They're up by 7. Soto answers in the second. Drew Douse rolls to his right. Can't find a receiver, but finds the end zone. Calling his own number, the Eagles down 1. Big play on defense coming for Southern Door. Jack Peterson had 2 picks on the night. There's one with a nice return to boot. He'll take it all the way down to the 5, and that sets up this. Short touchdown by Zach Lynch. Southern Door in front, but Kewanee, another road team. Their offense comes to life late, and the Storm moving on in the Storm with a 15-12 win. In Division 6, a heavyweight tussle between perennial power St. Mary Springs and undefeated Coleman. Springs JT Koenig's short touchdown plunge. The Ledger's on the ledger first with a 6-0 lead. A little later, Koenig's again, a bit longer of a run. Splits the defense and takes off, showing the taillights. He springs into the end zone, and Springs leads 14-6. Coleman coming back now. Late in the game, fourth quarter, Coleman is in. They take a 20-14 lead, 58 seconds to go. Springs has to get a touchdown and an extra point, and they get the score and the extra point to go up by 1 in the final minutes. 2 seconds last chance to dance for Coleman. Their undefeated season on the line. Drop back to pass. Is there magic in the air tonight? The throw is caught, but the razzle-dazzle can't quite get it done. Springs wins by 1, 21-20. In Division 7, 2-seed Shiocton on the road at 1-seed Cambria-Friesland. After falling behind early, the Chiefs get it going. Road team again. Cade Stingle, touchdown. After that, Bennett Schmidt would boot them ahead, and Shiocton would go on to win 32-14. The Packers will try to stem the tide and get right with a win at the Lions tomorrow. The team ruled out All-Pro inside linebacker Devondre Campbell this week, but activated inside backer Chris Barnes off injured reserve today. Our Adriana Torres sets the scene from Detroit.
Welcome to
Thanks, Adriana. Remember to tune in for Sunday Sports Night Cover 2 tomorrow night. Adriana will have a reaction from Ford Field. The On the Clock crew is back. Chris and I in studio. That's tomorrow night at 10:35. Well, today, the Badgers looking to make it back-to-back wins for the first time all season, facing Tua Tagovailoa's younger brother and his 6-2 Maryland squad. But Fond du Lac's Braylon Allen was ready in the rain. He had 23 carries for 119 yards and this score. Too easy. Trotting on in for the game's opening icebreaker. And then in the second quarter, Isaac Garendo from his own 11 goes the distance. He's got the speed that you need, 89 yards. And what is number 2 doing for Maryland? His coaches might have something to say about that effort. It's 14-zip on the Terps, up 20-3 in the fourth. And I'm going to show you the greatest grab that never was. Graham Mertz to Skylar Bell, called incomplete on the field, and these replays deemed it not clear and obvious. I think it was a catch. Not enough to overturn things, still enough to show you time and time again. The Badgers win 23-10. State volleyball, Howard's Grove is no stranger to success. Today, the eye of the Tigers focused on a 4th straight state title. Howard's Grove facing St. Croix Falls in the D3 championship match. The Tigers took the first set 25-19, just getting warmed up. The second goes 25-20. Mallory Gadzewski on the attack all day long. And we know defense wins championships. Olivia Barrell and Josie Larson on the block. Match point now. Back row attack for Sage Damrow. It is down, and the four-peat is finished. 25-19, 25-20, 25-14. A sweet sweep for Sage and her father, Coach Brett Damrow. Sage has verbally committed to play for the defending national champion Badgers. She ends her high school career on a high note. Four-peat high note. In the D2 title tilt, Xavier seeking its first gold ball, opposed by Sauk Prairie. Down big in the first, the Hawks went on a 14-3 run to finish and win 25-21, going up 1-0. The second was tight too, 25-23. Annika Kowalski had 10 kills today. Sauk Prairie prevails in the third to extend things with a block party, 25-15 in the third set, but Xavier was not fooling around in the fourth, racing out to an 8-1 advantage. Then on match point, that was Madison Daly, who had 14 kills, 25-16 in the fourth, as the Hawks celebrate their first volleyball championship. Moving on now to the Bucks, looking to continue their best start in franchise history, 8-0 and entertaining OKC. Giannis sitting out with left knee soreness as the Deer playing on back-to-back nights, but sans Giannis, don't freak out because Brooke Lopez started splashing threes early and often from the right side, from the left side. Keep it going. Pump fake, collect, Splash Mountain, reining in 25 points tonight to lead the way. These Deer were not even challenged. The best start in team history continues. They're 9-0. Next up at the Hawks on Monday night. And what a wild World Series it's been. The Astros looking to close it out tonight in Game 6 at home. They were down 1-0 in the sixth, but Yordan Alvarez says, get out of here. A 3-run bomb for the lead. In the ninth inning, it was last chance to dance for the Phils. It's put in play down the right field foul line, charging hard, and that glove squeeze ends it. The Houston Astros win their second World Series of recent ilk, and this one will have no asterisk.